Hey folks, thank you for joining us here on the Thread Raiders Twitch channel. We're here doing these Get to Know a Thread Raider segments, and I'm here hanging out with Chet, and we're going to get to know Chet. Chet, how you doing, bud?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Doing great. Um, bleh, there's the brain fart. So I'd like to start these off with, can you tell us in your own words, what is a Thread Raider?
Someone who wants to make a small difference on the internet, albeit um again small, obviously, but uh, it will impact as many people as possible by annoying them for as long as physically possible. Be that 4 years down the line when we uh, just re-erect a thread, or 6 months after somebody's birthday has already passed and we're still wishing them happy birthday. So
Yeah. Yeah, we do that. We're all about that.
we do.
We're so into that. Um, so Chet, um, so what is your day job? What do you do for a living?
So I do a lot of things currently, but my primary source of income is I work at a financial institution as a BSA officer or BSA administrator. Uh, I basically work to try to stop people from laundering money is my primary goal.
Okay.
Uh, so a lot of investigation, but also just a lot of paperwork. So I have a lot of free brain time because what I end up doing is monotonous, and
Right.
I have to break it up. So I do a lot of other art stuff on the side to just kind of keep my brain occupied. So that's the other half of what I do. Is I run a shop doing woodwork, leatherwork, crafting, painting, pretty much anything. There's a lot of hobbies that I just kind of jump into feet first and uh, try to just have as much fun as I can with it. So
There you go. I think I think we might have been separated at birth in some way because I am exactly the same way. So many different things that I just have to try and do.
mhm.
And
And fail
yeah,
and then do better, and then
yeah.
hopefully at one point somebody's like, wow, how'd you get so good, or yeah, you've got so much talent. No, I don't. I'm horrible at this.
Oh, I feel that so much. So we all pretty much got together through the tabletop gaming community on Twitter and Discord and whatnot. So can you tell us what was your introduction to tabletop role playing games?
Well, my first experience was years and years ago in Boy Scouts. I played a 2E campaign during the course of a 1 week Boy Scout camp. It was actually probably the best setting because I honestly didn't enjoy the game all that much, but the setting was super fun. So we played around a campfire, and so it had that kind of like it just had a lot of weight to it, you know. And I've
Yeah.
wanted to do that ever since, is to just have everybody sitting around a campfire with their character sheet and uh, just and maybe like a little a little pen light, just to be able to see, but just to add to that ambience a little bit. That was just a really great experience. I caught the bug for it, but um, uh, I just it took me a little while to go and find it again.
Okay.
Um, what I did find actually ended up being more in the board game realm. I played a lot of Magic the Gathering for many, many years.
Okay. Yeah.
Lost way too much money to that effort.
Yeah.
And then I picked it back up in college again. I started playing Pathfinder
Oh.
with one group of friends and then another group of friends, and just kind of typical problems that you find in the tabletop world, especially during that time. 10, 15-ish years ago,
Mm,
it was really hard to find an IRL group that stuck together for longer than 5 or 6 months.
yeah.
And it just kind of continued down that path for a while, and started playing online with some folks, and got reintroduced to like Critical Role and a couple of things. So it was kind of a long path of playing a little bit here and trying a little bit there, but um, it wasn't until I decided to become a dungeon master that I really saw the fruits of my ambitions as a player,
Mm.
because I got to run a campaign now for like the last 2 years, and uh, it's that campaign is actually, due to people's schedules, is split off into two different campaigns, and
Oh,
so we
yeah.
have um, two campaigns running side by side. Also, because we had so many people around here that wanted a consistent dungeon master, so much so that they've asked me to split the campaign into a third game, and I'm like,
Wow.
I have no time.
Right.
Uh, but yeah, that was kind of my initial introduction was D&D second edition, the whatever it was, the red and blue book combo,
Oh, okay.
the pack, the starter pack,
Yeah.
and somebody brought a bunch of uh, um, dice to pass around. Like, it wasn't even enough for everybody. It was like 3 sets of dice, and there were 6 players, and so we
Oh,
just
okay.
shuffled dice around, and it was just a fun, again, experience. It was a little off-putting because it was a very serious DM, very
Oh, okay.
very
I've been there. Yeah.
yeah, so a tad overbearing in telling his story. So we were very on rails the whole time, and I'm not a super on the rails player or dungeon master, so
Yeah.
I like to give people like a lot of options. And so there are times in my games where people are like, so we were doing what exactly? And I'm like, that's entirely up to you. Like, you do things, it has world consequences,
Yeah.
and you'll figure out what those are in a couple months.
Right. Well, there are so many different ways to play the game, um, and yeah, but I kind of lean towards what you were saying. So we're gonna jump into our first rapid fire, and this one is an either or. So I'm gonna name two things. You choose one. You can say none, but you can't say both. Okay.
Okay. Let's
All right. So let's run through this. Pizza or tacos?
tacos,
Video games or board games?
board games,
Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi,
Winter or summer?
neither.
Fair. Um, Game of Thrones or Stranger Things?
Stranger Things,
Marvel or DC?
Marvel,
Rock or hip hop?
rock,
Spicy or mild?
spicy,
Texting or talking?
talking,
Invisibility or super strength?
super strength,
Cake or pie?
pie,
And finally, cats or dogs?
dogs. I have
Okay.
3 currently.
Oh,
So
there you go. So we talked about gaming, and we've talked about some of your we kind of touched on this already. Um, but what are your hobbies outside of gaming?
oh, leatherwork is one. I kind of tied into gaming because a lot of what I do is stuff for my table.
Sure.
So, um, dice cups, dice bags, stuff for my players, friends who play, that sort of thing. Uh, mhm. Painting is also tied in. So I do a lot of mini painting currently. Other than that, I a lot of what I do ends up coming back because I've worked part time. I was working for a while part time at a game store slash cafe, uh, which they're reopening as a full bar game store, which would
Oh,
be
wow.
fun. yeah, it's going to be an interesting combo. I'm looking forward to it.
Take that.
Um, I'm probably going to be more of a patron than an employee coming up. I just have a lot going on with me, so
Yeah.
things change. But woodworking is another area I make. Again, some of it's a little bit influenced by my gaming and the people that I play with. But it really started off. I made a lot of stuff just for around the house,
Hmm.
things that I just a lot of the times I just find things that I'm like, I want this thing and I want a very specific version of that
Yeah.
thing. And when I can't find it, I get mad. And so then I have to go into the garage for, 2 weeks and make it and figure out how to make it real. I'm in that kind of process right now. I want to make a live edge oak uh, dungeon master screen for my personal table,
Ooh.
and I got a hold of the wood that I needed about 6 months ago, and then I was missing one of my tools broke, and so I was missing a tool that I had to replace.
Oh.
So I just got the tool, so now I spent most of the 3 day weekend trying to get prepped to get that project going. So yeah, a lot of that ends up being just stuff that I want to make, that I don't see anywhere and just want to make it my own way. So
I I can very very much respect that. I am very much wow. Okay. Um I'm very much like that myself. Uh so in the Thread Raiders, we talk about food all the time. We're a bunch of food maniacs. But if you had to choose a last meal, what would that meal be?
um, hmm, there are many, many potential options, but I would say um, there is a steakhouse that in Indianapolis. It was actually on Parks and Rec. If you ever watch Parks and Rec,
Oh yeah.
they did the bachelor party and they went to St. Elmo's.
Okay. Yeah.
So right before they went on to the Lucas Oil Stadium field, uh,
Yeah.
right? So that is an actual restaurant that is downtown. It is like 3 blocks from Gen Con. It is one of the best steaks I've ever had.
Uh,
I went there for a birthday. I would probably just redo that whole meal because it was. I'm a weird. I kind of got an old soul vibe. My wife just says that I need to turn 60 and get over with. But we had shrimp cocktail. They have like one of the best cocktail sauces on the
mm,
planet. With and then I got uh, um, the prime rib and a uh, a very nice scotch.
oh, there you go.
um, but it's one of those places also where like they wait on you hand and foot. So like they bring out rolls, they bring out uh, like every time your water glass, you take a sip, they're there filling it. It's kind of that sort of situation. So it was
Wow.
definitely a pricey meal, but
Right.
man, I've never had anything quite like it. It was just superb. Um,
Wow.
so I would probably go that route again. My tastes are probably way more expensive than what I can typically get. I've got champagne taste on a Taco Bell budget kind of situation.
Um. Yeah. Okay. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Um. I have McDonald's taste with McDonald's budget. I'm pretty good. No. um. So we're gonna jump into our second rapid fire. This one here is word association. So I'm gonna say a word. You just say the first thing that comes to mind,
Okay.
and we'll run through this. And the first word is tacos.
Soft.
Okay, Twitter.
uh,
D&D.
yay.
Puns.
Uh,
Kilts.
yes.
Pizza.
Pineapple.
Dogs?
Yes. And
Cats?
no,
Okay.
no.
Pineapple.
Pizza.
Mayo.
What's it again?
Mayo.
Bacon.
Okay. Morning.
Coffee.
Nighttime.
Whiskey.
Thread Raiders.
CA.
There you go. um, so we talked about your last meal, but if there was a food that you could ban from existence, what would it be?
Banned from existence. That's a really tough one. I like so many things.
I mean, it's got to be something you hate.
Uh, Tuna casserole.
Oh, dang.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
100%. I love fresh tuna. I hate tuna casserole. I hate canned tuna.
Okay.
I hate canned chicken too. Like any of that, like where they've added the canning juices. It's so gross. It just ah. I but like I mean, you take me for some like spicy shrimp or spicy tuna roll or something like that. Like I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Cooked good cooked tuna I love, but I just can't do the like um,
Okay.
the the pre-packaged pre-cooked or whatever tuna. It just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah. No, I can respect that. So we talked about your job and your hobbies. What does a typical day off look like for you?
Um, the past weekend was kind of a pretty good example. Watched Avatar with my kids.
Okay.
Um, did some cleaning mostly. There's just a lot of cleaning to do with two toddlers.
Right.
Um, so cleaning house and reorganizing, and then painting minis and doing crafts. My kids love crafts, which I mean, I lucked out significantly that they do, because that's kind of like a lot of what we do. My wife paints, my wife sews, and we do a lot of crafts around the house. So um, uh, it's just part of what we do on a regular basis. And so the kids um, both love painting. I've got a good example I have to share. When we went to Gen Con, my daughter, she somehow found every paint and take booth at Gen Con,
Okay.
and so she she made these for me.
Oh my gosh.
My pastel blue stormtrooper with little red booties,
Yeah. That's awesome. Oh my
and
god.
this was one from Ninja Division,
Okay.
just like a chibi uh,
Yeah.
gunslinger girl. And I asked her, do you want me to paint her eyes or her face?" And she goes, "Daddy, I painted her face." But it's
Yeah.
perfect. She was like, "It's perfect as it is." I said,
Yeah.
"Okay, I'm game."
Yeah. She knows. She
Hmm.
knows what's up.
And she's 4, so it was pretty great.
Oh my gosh. Um oh, that's awesome. So we're at our final rapid fire here, and this one is called Name That Thread Raider. I'm gonna say a thing, and you tell me the thread raider that you feel encompasses it the most.
Okay.
Okay. And we're gonna start with biggest flirt.
I'm probably gonna go with Poon.
Okay,
Punicorn.
that's a good answer. Most sensible.
Mets.
Mets,
Mets
yes.
girl. Yeah.
Biggest jokester.
Um. Hmm. See, that's a hard one. We have many jokes. It's just a matter question of how dirty. Um,
Ain't that the truth?
um, oh, I'm gonna go with Bernie.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a very good one. Best smile.
Uh, Hmm. Gotta go with CA.
Fair.
CA's gotta just she beams when she's happy. That's the best part.
That is that is very very true. Softest heart.
Um. Hmm. I'd probably have to go with my first answer again, Punicorn. With all the crazy, there's a softer side to Poon.
Yeah. I mean, I know that's a funny phrase to say
Yeah.
out loud, but it is so true. I I mean, Poon is all over the place sometimes, but she is also just like the most genuine person. So,
Hmm.
and yeah, I feel that. Um, okay, here's a tough one. Biggest eater.
Eater. Um. Hmm. When I do get on to our the Taco Pizza channel, I think the person I end up talking with the most, because I'd have to put myself in that part of that category. So, but the other person I end up talking to the most is probably Riki, um,
Okay.
uh, or uh, or Joy. But that's because Joy has the most amazing vegetable dishes. Like they just look good, and I very rarely say that. I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
my family raised cattle, so I get fresh red meat on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But uh, yeah, those some of her stuff looks amazing. So
It really does. She makes vegetarian eating look good.
mhm.
Um, and finally, quickest wit.
uh, I'd have to say Nils, Heavy
Oh,
Metal Jesus,
yeah, that's a good one. Good
quick with
one.
a comeback.
Yeah. Um, so uh that is our get to know a thread raider segment. So Chet, can you tell the folks at home where they can find you on the internet and any last words for them watching?
You can find me at DM underscore Luke Thomas on the Twitters. I have a shop as well. It's something dwarven or at dwarf outfitter on Twitter. Um, and um, come hang out on Twitch with us. Come raise money for cool charities because that's the whole point. That's what we're doing. And um, oh, and come out and hang out and watch me paint and ask questions because that makes my stream actually fun and interesting. So Monday nights at 8:30, assuming my kids let me out of their sight before 8:30.
Right.
Uh, uh,
And what time zone is that?
Eastern, sorry, 8:30
Oh,
Eastern
okay.
on
There we go.
Mondays. Mhm.
Okay. Awesome. Um, well, thank you so much for hanging out and talking with me here, Chet. I appreciate it. And folks, thank you for joining us here on the Thread Raiders Twitch channel. Stick around. We've got more games. We've got more shenanigans. And we just appreciate you so darn much. Until next time, bye.
Bye.